We're on the last page of the annuities notes. On this last one, that should be 4 and 5, not 4 and 6. Sorry about that. We're going to look at a couple of different types of problems. So these aren't just going to follow the basic formulas we've been using. So number 4, we're going to look at what's called a payday loan. And you may have seen these advertised. So we're going to take a look at what kind of interest rate they actually charge. So for number 4, let's say you want to go on a trip with your friends for spring break, but you're broke. Your credit card's maxed out. You have no savings. You failed most of your classes, so forget asking mom and dad. So hopefully this isn't any of you guys. You're going to need $400 for the trip. So you go to Payday Loans. They're willing to lend you the $400 for 14 days. And they don't give you an interest rate, but they say they're going to charge you $22.50 for each $100 lent. All right, so how much interest are you going to have to pay? So they're going to charge you $22.50 for each $100, but you're borrowing $100 4 times. So we're going to have to pay that $22.50 a total of 4 times. So that would give us $90 in interest. So that doesn't sound too horrible, but you have to pay that back within 14 days. So within 2 weeks, you've got to pay back the $400 you borrowed plus the $90. So they're called payday loans because they're assuming that when you get paid, you'll be able to pay the money back. So let's see what the actual interest rate is for this. So for this one, we're going to use simple interest. So we're going to go back to our formula chart. And let's get our formula for simple interest. So it is principal times rate times time. So principal is going to be the amount that we borrowed, which is $400. And we just found the interest to be 90. So we're wanting to know the rate, so that's what we're trying to figure out. The time is what's tricky. The time is supposed to be in years. So since you're borrowing it for 14 days, and there's 365 days in a year, our time's going to be 14 over 365. So if we start plugging all that in, that will be 90 equals 400 times R times 14 over 365. All right, so I'm going to start by multiplying these two together on my calculator. Okay, so we'll do 400 times 14 over 365. And I'm going to have to round this. I want to be careful how much I round it. So I'm going to say 15.3425. Let's go 4 decimal places. All right, so I went ahead and rounded that to 4 decimal places, and then I'm going to have that R stuck on the end. So to get R by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 15.3425. All right, those will cancel, and that should give us our rate. Right, so 90 divided by 15.3425, and that gives us R equals 5.866. And you may look at that and say, you know, 5% interest isn't that bad. The problem is, this is a decimal. It has not been changed into a percent yet. So remember, to change it into a percent, I have to go 2 places to the right. So as a percent, it is actually 586.6%. So we can see that payday loans are not a particularly good interest rate.